Hi lovelies, welcome back to UG Update. So guys, let's talk about the Anupama series guys. I'll be talking about quite an interesting episode that will be coming up in the Anupama series. Guys, this episode is quite very shocking. Let's find out what Ankush is up to in this episode. But before I continue to the video lovelies, please don't forget that this is still UG Updates. In case if you are yet to subscribe to UG Updates, please click on the subscription button and subscribe. Don't also forget guys to give the video a thumbs up. Alright lovelies, let's dive straight into the video. So guys, let's just start with Minu confronting Dolly for trapping Adia and ruining her life. Indra says you shouldn't have done this. Then Dolly asks since when is it a crime to punish the guilty. Minu says Adia is not a murderer. Then Anupama comes near Dolly and slaps her hard. Dolly shouts, then Anupama asks her to stop it right there and says, I don't know what I will do. Anuj calls Anupama, then Anupama says, we need you. Come back fast, and then cries. Anuj asks what happened, why did you ask me to come back? And says, I couldn't sleep all night. Anupama says, Dimpy, and tells everything. Anuj then says, why Dolly is blaming Adia if she has gone mad? He says, if a little girl can do this, why is she blaming our daughter? And Pama then says these are shameless people and asks him to talk to Choti as she got scared seeing the police. She says don't know where she went and asks him to search for her. Anu then says his yesterday's flight got cancelled and says he will come by today's flight. So Anupama then asks him to come fast and asks him to talk to Choti. The call gets disconnected. While Dolly says Bahi was not believing me, but Adia eloped and proved me. Toshu says mommy used to say Adia Adia. Paki has proved that there is a problem in mommy's upbringing. Toshu then says Adia's biological mother was psycho killer. Then Paki says it is good that Toshubai has given the idea to call the police. Kinjal hears and says, so you have given the idea. Then Dolly says Adia has pushed Dimpy into the fire. Kinjal then says even I can say that you have pushed them. Dolly says, how can you say without proof? Then Kinjal says you are targeting the girl to take revenge on mommy. She asks Toshu to take back the complaint, else she will leave him. Toshu says, I am not scared of your threat and says I will drop you. He says, I am not foolish. You want to leave me as you like someone else and says, I know you are having an affair with your friend. Kinjal raises hands to slap him but stops seeing Pari there. She then asks Pari to come and says we will go to Nani's house. Toshu says Pari will not go anywhere. Then Paki says you can't take Pari from here. Kinjal asks her not to interfere. Then Toshu tells Pari that once she goes there, she will not come back and can't play with Anj, Ishu and Mahi. So Pari refused to go. In another scene, Nadia is seen running on the road. She then hears on the radio that Anuj Kabadia's daughter has killed her Bahi. She is shocked and runs. Then Anupama tells the media that her Bahu died in an accident. The reporter asks why did she elope then? Then Anupama says people get scared seeing the police and runs. The reporter asks her to call her daughter. So Adia then asks where to go. The police is behind me and says mommy wants to hand me over to the police. I expected so much from her, but I know that her priority is the Shahs and I am the last. And then also, I expected so much from you. She says I was right about you. I am adopted for you and will always be adopted. She takes out Anupama's photo from the locket and tears it and says you deserve hatred and not love. I hate you. While Anupama, in the other hand, says my daughter is innocent, she didn't do anything. She sees people watching Anupama on the TV but couldn't hear what she was saying. Then Adia calls Anuj. Then Anuj says your mother told me everything and asks her to go home. Adia refuses to go home and says mommy will take me to the police station. Anuj then says I will come to you and will not go home and asks where are you? Adia then says Radha Krishna's temple. She asks him to come there fast. Then Anuj says, okay, I will come there. Bala, in the other hand, says we were working for Anuj and Anupama's wedding and this thing is happening. Saga and Minu feel bad for Adia, while Indra says we shall leave as if we are not here. Then Anupama would have happily lived with Anuj and Adia. Bala says, I will go to my village. The land is still on my name. Nandita then says she will go to Mumbai for a job. While Minu says she just got a job offer from US and asks Saga if he is ready, then they can go. Saga then says, I don't want to leave Anudi, but we shall leave. Then India asks, where will I go? Bala says, you can come with me. Anupama cries for Adia in the other scene and says, what will I answer Anuj? Where did she go? How will I prove her innocence? What will I answer? She says, where to search for you? You have increased our troubles. Don't go away from me. Anuj feels pain in his headache and asks Ankush to stop the car. Ankush stops the car near the cliff. Then Anuj gets down the car and asks, why am I feeling like fainting? Ankush says, your life is not good for me, so that's why you have to die. While Anupama continues to worry for Adia and prays to Kanhaji to protect her daughter, Anuj says, my Anu and Adia have to wait for me. He then says, you have added something in my coffee and my head is paining and I couldn't see. Ankush laughs and asks, what is my mistake if your death is written in my hands? He says, you have to die and keeps the hand on his chest. He pushes Anuj, though Anuj tries to save himself and pushes him down. Ankush hits the stone on Anuj's head and pushes him from the cliff. Then Anuj says, Anu, Adia, while in the other hand Anupama shouts Anuj. He reminisces of Adia and Anupama while falling down, while Ankush looks on. Everyone comes to Anupama in the other scene and asks what has happened. Adia comes to the temple, while Anuj is hanging on the tree and recalls Adia's words that she will wait there for him. He recalls their happy union and then he tries to climb up, but the tree branch breaks and he falls. Anupama in the other hand feels Anuj and says something has happened to him and says our story can't end like this. Man can't have the end this way. She then says search for Anuj and Adia. In the other hand, Paki says now Budi is missing. Dolly says it is Kama. Anupama then asks them to be quiet, while the inspector comes there and says we didn't find Adia Kabadia and asks if you have hidden her somewhere. Dolly says maybe she has hidden her there and must be involved. Then Anupama says I really don't know where my daughter is and asks them to search for her and says I know that she is innocent. Dolly then asks, do you have proofs to prove her innocence? Then Okindel says I have. She says Dolly Few could have told the truth but she didn't say. She then says the incident happened in front of Pari and she was in shock. The inspector asks what had happened that day. Then Kindia asks Pari to say. Then Pari says Adia, Few haven't pushed Dimpy, Chachi into the fire. Dolly says I was there and saw with my eyes. She says Adia pushed her. But then Pari says you are lying. Dolly says you are lying due to your mommy. Then Pari says I am not lying and tells everything, while Anupama becomes teary eyes. Guys, seriously, this is a lot that is happening at the same time. At first, Dimpy is dead and the family is still mourning Dimpy. Now, Adia is running out of the home due to she felt like they are going to arrest her because of Dimpy's death. But on the other hand, Ankush now pushed Anuj down to the cliff. Does that mean that Anuj is also dead? Guys, seriously, it's quite a lot that is happening at the same time. So please drop what you think about the episode and the happenings in the Anupama series currently. Please drop what you think, guys, on the comment section. And as you do that, please don't forget that this is still UG Updates. In case if you are yet to subscribe to UG Updates, please click on the subscription button and subscribe. Don't also forget, guys, to give the video a thumbs up. Alright, lovelies, that'll be a wrap. Thank you guys for watching up to this point. I really love you guys. And I'll see you guys on my next video.